You have your cell phones with you, please either set them to silent or vibrate so we can begin this afternoon's ceremony. And if you would please stand for the playing of the National Anthem of Barbados. Thank you, and remain standing as we invite the Reverend Rosalind Harper Johnson to ask God's blessings on this afternoon's ceremony. Reverend Johnson.
The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Almighty God, we give you thanks and praise for all that you have done for us. We thank you for the splendor of the whole creation, for the beauty of this world, for the wonder of life, and for the mystery of love. We thank you for the blessings of family and friends, and for the love and care which surrounds us on every side. This evening we give you special thanks for those who continue to put before you the gifts and skills that others may grow and be nurtured. And so we ask that you would bless this agreement between the Barbados Community College and the DSU, that as they put their best efforts together, that they may accomplish all that they would have set out to do, and that the students of this land may continue to grow and use their gifts and skills for the furtherance of this kingdom. We thank you above all for your Son, Jesus Christ, for the trust of his word and the example of his life. Grant then, dear God, that his gift, his love, may be for us the example as we go forward. And these things we ask in your Son's name with thanksgiving. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend Harper Johnson. Please be seated. The Honorable Kay McConney, Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training. The Honorable Sandra Husbands, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training. The Honorable Dr. Alison Leacock, Chairman of the Board of Management of the Barbados Community College and members of the college's Board of Management. The Reverend Rosalind Harper Johnson, Rector of St. Mark and St. Catherine. Deborah Dowridge, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, and members of staff of the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training. Dr. Tony Allen, President of Delaware State University, and members of staff of Delaware State University. Dr. Antonio Boyle, Senior Vice President, Strategic Enrollment Management and International Affairs. Dr. Terry Jeffries, Assistant Dean, School, Graduate, Adult, and Extended Studies. Ms. Charmaine White, Director, Online Advisement and Student Success. And Mr. Carlos Holmes, Director of News and Media Services. Ms. Annette Aline, Principal of the Barbados Community College, and other members of staff of the Barbados Community College, heads of other tertiary education institutions, Dr. Chelston Brathwaite, Lead on the Task Force on Agricultural Education, DSU students and parents, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome. We thank you for being here this afternoon at the award-winning Jean and Norma Holder Hospitality Institute for this historic function. I feel like I'm saying that because the BCC is really making significant strides, and ever so often we come here for something major, and I'm happy that we're here, and I'm happy that you are here to join us. For the Barbados Community College, partnership and collaborations like this one with Delaware State University are essential tools in the building out of tertiary education on the island. Ladies and gentlemen, to officially welcome you and set the tone for this evening is our principal, Ms. Annette Aline. Ms. Aline has led the Barbados Community College since 2019 and is only the second female to lead the institution, the region's oldest community college in its 55-year history. Before taking up her role at the helm of the college, Ms. Aline was a distinguished member of the faculty of the BCC, serving as a chemistry tutor, a chemistry coordinator, a tutor one, and more recently, senior tutor in the Division of Natural Sciences. Ms. Aline believes that varied interests and competence in a range of disciplines fueled by a creative approach to problem solving is the key to education. As such, she's developed innovative practices in the delivery of science education infused with an interdisciplinary approach to learning. It is now my pleasure to invite BCC's principal, Ms. Annette Aline, to deliver remarks.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Lisa. Okay, Honorable Kay McConney, Minister of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, Honorable Minister Sandra Husbands, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, the Honorable Dr. Alison Leacock, Chairman of the Board of Management of the Barbados Community College, Reverend Rosalind Harper Johnson, Rector of St. Mark and St. Catherine, Deborah Dowridge, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Technological, Vocational Training, and other members of staff of the Ministry of Education, etc. Dr. Tony Allen, President of Delaware State University, Senior Vice President Dr. Boyle, and other members of the Delaware State contingent, members of staff of BCC, heads of other tertiary institutions, Dr. Chelston Brathwaite, welcome. DSU students who are sitting here beautifully attired, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to this formal launch of the partnership between the Barbados Community College and Delaware State University. We appreciate the fact that all of you are here with us today as we celebrate how far we've come on a journey that started just last year on March the 28th with our initial meeting. And this entire process is a testament to what can be accomplished when a group of determined people, single-minded in purpose, with the will to get the job done, gets the job done. And what is this job that I'm speaking about? it was to implement a pilot program for training of 60 Barbadian students in agriculture and related sciences through the Delaware State University College of Agriculture, Science, and Technology. And the 60 students selected are now in their 4th semester of the program, and I am quite pleased to state that there has been no attrition from the program, and that from all reports, the students are generally performing very well. As I said before, teamwork. This would not have been possible without our ministry, our minister taking the lead, our chair and board of management, a really committed team from BCC, Mr. Boyne, registry, maintenance, MIS, our course managers who are sitting there at the back. Thank you so much for working with me to make sure that we got this program implemented. President Allen, you have a remarkable team, Dr. Boyle, Ms. Charmaine White, Dr. Jeffries, who have been in constant communication with the BCC team. And I just want to say it is all of you, Ms. Linton Jones, don't think I forgot you, sorry, all of you together that got the job done, so kudos to all of you. There are a number of challenges currently facing tertiary education. Institutions, such as these ones, are being called upon to rethink how education is delivered. And according to Dr. Mark Drolowski, senior writer and educational analyst with bestcolleges.com, these include declining enrollment, rising costs, student debt, and emerging college alternatives. He noted that a recently released report from the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center showed that the total enrollment for the fall semester 2022 declined by 0.6%, and that at least 49 public or nonprofit colleges had closed, merged, or announced closures or mergers since March 2020. I have to mention, though, that the financial investment by government and the taxpayers of Barbados ensures continued affordability to Barbadian students studying at the BCC. Now, another challenge that was reported by the National Association of Colleges and Employers Job Outlook for 2022 was that fewer employers are looking at GPAs and are actively removing degree requirements in their hiring processes, focusing instead on competencies and skills, hence the appeal of technical and vocational education and trade schools. Another issue is that the curriculum cannot keep up with technology. In a report on virtualinternships.com, it was noted that 46% of workers younger than 30 years old indicated that they didn't have the skills and education necessary to get ahead at work. So what does this mean? Now, the emerging alternative approaches to education previously mentioned include boot camps, where, for instance, instead of spending 4 years, students can achieve certification in a few months. Then major employers such as Google offer certification to their staff. And then there are the programs such as the ones offered by the National Transformation Initiative here in Barbados, which allow alternative methods of addressing those educational needs. And I want to quote one young Barbadian that spoke to me recently and say that she could watch some YouTube videos and learn a skill. So that begs the question. These emerging alternatives do contest the need to enroll in a tertiary education institution. And consequently, quality partnerships, such as this collaboration with DSU, these represent a pathway to dealing with some of the current challenges facing the educational sector at the tertiary level. Now, what does DSU bring to the table? Its accreditation status, and I've been assured that DSU has a willingness to assist by mentoring the BCC in its accreditation journey. DSU is a progressive institution with a rich history of serving the community, They're renowned for their programs in agriculture, mathematics, neuroscience, water resources, education, and optics, and it possesses an outstanding model of student support services. Now, what does BCC bring to the table? An institution in a country with a legacy of educational excellence and innovation, an educational system that has laid the foundation for greats, such as Shirley Chisholm. We are proud of that heritage. The BCC has served the local and regional arena well over the past 55 years with flagship programs in the visual and performing arts, hospitality, health, and a range of programs in languages, liberal arts, business, law, science, and technology. As we at the BCC continue to prepare for the technologically driven future, we recognize that we do not have to walk this path alone. With the need to expand state-of-the-art resources, the need for an agile response to societal demands, the need for relevant curricula, the need to leverage the use of technology, the stakes are high. And we are challenged to ensure that the college remains relevant, responsive, and accountable to the community it serves. I am humbled and appreciative of the goodwill extended to us by the DSU team and the key players from that institution. We could not have asked for a better partner. My sincerest thanks to all who made this possible, and in particular for today's event, I want to extend thanks to the director and staff of the Hospitality Institute for hosting today's event. Once again, a warm thank you to all of you, and welcome to all.
Ms. Aline, thank you very much for that. Our next presenter is one of our special guests. And I'm going to take the liberty now to say one of our newest family members, because we've adopted the rest of your team as our family, Dr. Allen. Our next speaker is Dr. Tony Allen, committed to making Delaware State University the most diverse, contemporary, historically Black college university in America. Dr. Allen became the university's 12th president in January 2020 with a clear mission to increase educational access and opportunity for all. The university is among the most consequential institutions in the nation, serving 6,451 students in the United States and via international partnerships like this in 23 countries worldwide. The 1890 land grant institution is home to 4 academic colleges and a burgeoning graduate school, and is completing the acquisition of nearby Wesley College. Dr. Allen manages a $160 million budget, a $30 million research portfolio, and a $40 million endowment. We have to talk. He previously served as the university's executive vice president and provost, overseeing 220 professors in 18 academic departments. And before his time at the university, Dr. Allen developed and led the corporate reputation group at Bank of America, where he was responsible for ongoing reputational analysis and related research. Dr. Allen was tapped by the president, and this is President Joe Biden, to lead the presidential inaugural committee and to serve on the advisory board of the president's transitional team. And for his life's work, Dr. Allen has been awarded many, many honors. Most notable among them is the Whitney M. Young Award for Advancing Racial Equality, the National Urban League's highest honor, the Excellence in Education Award given by the Delaware Barristers Association, and Lifetime Achievement Awards from the National Urban Fellows and Public Allies. Dr. Allen holds a BA in Political Science, a PhD in Urban Affairs and Public Policy from the University of Delaware, and a Master of Public Administration from Baruch College, CUNY. He is the proud father of 4 fantastic children and husband to his high school sweetheart, Mrs. Tara Allen. Please help me welcome Dr. Allen to the floor.
Thank you. That introduction will be longer than my remarks, for sure. First of all, excuse me for not wearing my full suit, but this is Barbados, and when I woke up this morning in Dover, Delaware, it was 35 degrees. So it's a little hot for me. But I can't tell you how pleased I am. Before I begin, I do want to say this is not my first rodeo in Barbados. My favorite uncle has been coming here for 25 years. One of my dearest friends, David Rudder, and his family are from Barbados, and I was actually his best man in his wedding right in this country. And somehow I found this Olympic swimmer from 1988 to join my team, I guess 7 years ago now, and he's doing a phenomenal, phenomenal job. Let me say a couple of things to the ministers. Thank you very much for extending yourselves to us. Very much appreciate what this partnership represents and what it will portend for the future. You heard in the bio that we have partnerships with about 23 different countries. I can tell you that I expect Barbados to be our #1 partnership before this is all said and done. Second, Principal Aline, I so admire you. You and Madam Chair, when we first talked, felt like family, really from the very beginning. And she continues to make me laugh every time I see her. And I think it's indicative of how this partnership has really shaped itself, that it really is about family. One of the reasons I wanted to make sure that we were doing international partnerships in a responsible way across the footprint is because I believe black institutions need to support black countries. Let me say that again. Black institutions need to support black countries. And we have had our challenges in doing that across the historically black college university landscape. But I was not going to let that happen at Delaware State University. So really through Dr. Boyle's relationships and partnerships, the Caribbean is contiguous to us. So we should be here. We should be working for you. And dare I say, more other HBCUs should be here too. And that's my promise, is that we're going to extend our partnership so people begin to see what it looks like when black people are standing up for other black people. The only other thing I think is important to say is when I come to Barbados, and I've come here many times, but the last couple of times it's been on business, nobody back home believes I'm on business. I feel like being here, having you all say that these are Delaware State students, that just makes my heart sing. So students, let me just tell you the institutions that you belong to. Barbados Community College has a rich history. We could not do it without them. This is not a one-way partnership. Delaware State believes in people just like you, folks who are trying to change the trajectory for themselves, their families, and their communities. And I have 6,400 students. You can best believe that you will be a Delaware State University alum for life. And the final thing I think is important to say is I am moved often by quotes. One of my favorite quotes is, when a should becomes a must, human beings do extraordinary things. When a should becomes a must, human beings do extraordinary things. That you all and we all will be extraordinary. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Allen. Welcome to the family. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Lisa Gale, the Executive Director of the Barbados Accreditation Council. Thank you for coming. Of course, we're here to talk about the program, and the lifeblood of the program is really the students. So we couldn't have an event like this without hearing from the students. So I'd like to invite Miss Lily Jordan, who is studying for her bachelor's degree in mathematics. And as you will hear, Lily's passion for mathematics led her to apply for that program, and she will tell you some more. Welcome, Lily Jordan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lily Jordan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lily Jordan. and I am part of the Mathematics Bachelor Degree Program between Barbados Community College and Delaware State University. I have been selected to give a few words about my experience as a student in the BCC-DSU Bachelor Degree Program. On July 10, 2023, I made a decision that would change my life as I know it, to apply to the Barbados Community College and Delaware State University's Bachelor Degree Program. I attended Commonwealth. I moved on to Harrison College to complete Unit 1 in the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, also known as CAPE, where I gained 4 grade 1s. Here, I faced a decision, whether to continue in my sixth form education or move on to university. I wanted to attend a university outside of the country, but grappled with the idea of leaving my family behind in Barbados, not to mention the cost of tuition and board. Hence, this program was exactly what I needed. It was a unique opportunity for me to learn what I love, mathematics, in the country that I love, while simultaneously gaining a degree from a university outside of the country. Moreover, it eliminated one factor, cost. The tuition was free, which lifted a huge weight from my shoulders. Throughout the last year, as part of the program, I have learned what it is truly like to be part of a global community. I cannot count how many conversations I have had with my professors, giving them glimpses into Barbadian life and culture, while at the same time learning about life in Delaware and on the Delaware State University campus. Throughout this incredible experience, I have had persons in both Delaware and Barbados rooting for my success. With our course managers at the Barbados Community College and our academic advisors, such as Ms. Charmaine White, I have been well informed about my academic progress every step of the way, with both sets of individuals putting my success at the forefront. Moreover, this program has helped me with my communication, time management, and organization skills. All skills I am immensely grateful for having learned and improved. To anyone contemplating doing this program, my advice is simple: do it. You will never regret taking part in this incredible experience. That is not to say that if you were to join the program, it would be smooth sailing. You will need to apply yourself in ways that you probably never have. Time management is a big skill that you will need to learn to keep ahead of assignments and keep track of due dates. You will also need to learn how to balance life and school at times when school tilts the balance. Once you are prepared to do the work in this program, you will succeed. Last but not least, I want to give a big thank you to everyone responsible for making this program possible. I also want to thank the government of Barbados for sponsoring all of the students.
And I would like you to extend that to all of the students in the program because they are working exceptionally hard and doing really, really well. Thank you very much, Lily. Now, we've spoken about the historic nature of the collaboration between the BCC and DSU, and I can tell you that partnership is something on which we at the BCC place a very high value. The individual I will invite to the podium next will reflect on this and other pertinent matters. Our chairman, Dr. the Honorable Alison Leacock, is chairman of the Barbados Broadcast Authority and director of National Transformation Initiative, Government of Barbados. She is also an independent media and human development consultant. Dr. Leacock led a coalition of 112 media houses in 24 Caribbean countries for 12 years and trained over 2,000 Caribbean broadcasters. Was I one of those? I think I was one of those. And she served on the executive board of the Global Media AIDS Initiative and was elected for 2 terms as chairman of the Global Steering Committee for the World AIDS Campaign. She was also a cultural affairs specialist at the U.S. Embassy covering the Caribbean and officer in charge and student coordinator of the University of the West Indies Distance Education Center, or UIDEC, which is now the Open Campus and more familiarly known now as the Global Campus. Dr. Alison Leacock was conferred with the Order of the Republic in Barbados' National Honors on November 30th, 2023, and the award was given by the President of Barbados in recognition of, quote, sterling contribution to broadcasting, media relations, corporate communications, training, human resource development, and educational technology, as well as distinguished service to Barbados as head of National Transformation Initiative. Dr. Leacock holds master's and PhD degrees in educational technology, Concordia University, Canada, and a BA double first class honors in English and education, and the diploma in education with distinction from Stirling University, UK. Her training also includes diplomas in human resource management, facility management, arts management, and alternative dispute resolution. But listen to this. A former athlete, gymnast, dancer, and actress, Dr. Leacock is trained in sign language, and she's a volunteer with Special Olympics and the Barbados Council for the Disabled. Help me welcome Dr. Alison Leacock to the podium.
I hope you really noted the former part on the athletics. Honorable Kay McConney, Minister of Education, Technological and Vocational Training. Honorable Sandra Husbands, Secret, former classmate at Girls Foundation School. So she was very upset when I raised my hand for Combamere. But as I say to everybody, you have two parents, right? So no love lost there between us. And we're here at this historic institution, the Hospitality Institute, at a time when I think the data from the UN World Tourism Organization augurs well for us, because they're expecting that we will exceed the pre-pandemic levels in tourism. I know that the Caribbean Tourism Organization has noted that we had an increase at the end of 2023 of 14.2% of international visitors coming to the Caribbean. And in tangible terms, over 4 million more visitors than in 2022. Why do I begin there? Because we are here ostensibly about one MOU that covers multiple things. But if we are in this hospitality industry, everything is connected because it is a part of who we are. And hopefully, the success of all of these agriculture students and the math students who will be making sure, like our Gilded Lily, will make sure that this institute and others will grow what we eat a lot more. Dr. Brathwaite, I know that that is your mantra and has been for many years, so we hope so. But I am delighted on behalf of the board, first to say welcome to our family from Delaware State University. We really don't feel as though you're visiting, except we know that you're very, very hot, but so are we. So are we. And indeed to all of the colleagues and friends here who helped to make this possible. It is a significant milestone in the college's journey as we are standing on the precipice of a new era. And I think these two ladies understand, perhaps more than most, what a monumental task it is for us to prepare ourselves and our children and our institutions for the future that education must be. Not for where we are now, but to prepare us for what the future holds, a lot of which is still uncertain. So I will pause to salute our ministers on the task ahead of them, what they've done so far and what I know they still have to do. I think the journey between BCC and Delaware is about a partnership and a mutual respect, aspirations not just for ourselves, but because of the partnership between the two institutions. And as the world is increasingly interconnected and the future of education lies not just in our desire to be better, but our ability to leverage these connections to foster growth, innovation, and understanding. And let us not be timid about the innovation. Let us break a few rules and forge into new directions. The signing of this Memorandum of Understanding this afternoon between our two institutions is not just a formal agreement, as I see it, but it is a commitment to shared values, to shared vision, and to shared goals. It also symbolizes a bridge between our two nations, albeit they're kind of honorary Bajans already. But it does open a pathway for knowledge exchange and a testament of our joint dedication to advancing higher education on a global scale. We are not just opening doors for you, our students. We are opening your minds, your perspectives, and, as you mentioned, Lily, the culture, the exchange of cultural ideas and experiences, but also the opportunities. BCC has always been a beacon of excellence, innovation, and inclusivity. That is why it was formed, to give access to those who might not have had access because of the traditional expectations. Our mission to provide high-quality, comprehensive, and accessible education is now further empowered by this partnership. Delaware, together with us, has made us feel that we are really poised to enhance our academic programs, our research initiatives, and the community engagement that we are trying to almost magnify tenfold. President Allen and the team at DSU, with us today, you represent an institution that shares our commitment to excellence and our belief in the power of education to transform lives. But it can only transform lives if we make it accessible for all the multiple intelligences and the varying ways in which we learn. And that is why partnerships like this open up another opportunity in a very different way from our traditional expectations. DSU's legacy of providing exceptional educational experiences will undoubtedly enrich not just our partnership, but the experience of our students, offering them some unparalleled opportunities. And we hope that they will keep going, not just in their academic development, but in their personal growth as well. So as we embark on this journey together, it's a promise to our students, to our community, and to our country. It is a promise to equip our future leaders with the knowledge, the skills, and the global perspective that you will need. We are just 166 square miles, and it's easy to think, well, what is going on in Gaza doesn't bother me, but it does. And it will impact what supplies we get. It will impact our food chain. It will impact a number of things that we feel we're here chilling, chillaxing, and it's going to be okay. But it absolutely is intertwined with what you do, and the world is ever changing. So you must have an agility to cope with that change. So as I close, it's time for me to express my deep gratitude to all of the players to make this possible. Let us not forget that if students didn't apply, this wouldn't be happening. So give yourselves a round of applause for applying. To both of the teams, there is no question, we've seen it. The DSU team eats, sleeps, breathes our students. We love that. It is a personal attention to each student that values them, that values the different ways in which they operate, and puts them at the center of everything we do. So the MOU may look official, but it is all for you. And we want to thank President Allen, VP Doyle, for not just your visionary leadership, but your compassion and your commitment every single time to all that is what is happening here as we join hands in this partnership. So we look forward to a really bright future ahead for every child. You may not think you're children, but for some of us who are a tad younger than you are, you're still children for us. But let's create a legacy of education, collaboration, and success that will resonate for generations to come. Best of luck to you, and thank you very much, DSU.
Dr. Leacock, thank you. And it is quite fortuitous that we segue from Dr. Leacock into the next item on our program. And one thing I didn't see in Dr. Leacock's bio is a reference to her passion for the arts. So introducing our performer today fits quite nicely at this stage. We will be treated to a piece on piano from the brilliant Lowry Worrell. He is a music teacher and what we are most proud of, a graduate of the outstanding music program offered by the Barbados Community College. So let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lowry Worrell. Thank you so much, Laurie. It is so difficult for me, I will be honest, to stop myself from getting up and dancing as he is playing. The passion, it is fantastic. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Minister of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, Ms. Kay McConney. Ms. McConney is member of Parliament for St. Philip West, the former Minister of Innovation, Science and Smart Technology of the Government of Barbados, led the modernization of the public sector through transformational and technological change, and to create a sustainable, enabling environment for a vibrant, knowledge-based digital economy and a digitally intelligent society. Described by She Magazine as a dynamo moving the region forward, Minister McConney has championed the interests of Barbados, the Caribbean, and smaller, vulnerable economies internationally. And in 2017, the University of the West Indies honored her with the Vice Chancellor's Award for outstanding contribution to the international advancement of the Caribbean region. Help me welcome Minister Kay McConney.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair of Proceedings. Good afternoon, everyone. And let me add, on behalf of the government of Barbados, a very warm, literally and figuratively, welcome to our team from Delaware State University. I heard everyone, Dr. Allen, speak to you as if you were family. And if you have listened and read about the statistics for Barbados' population, your 4 children are an added welcome to our population situation here in Barbados. I must say that on behalf of the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, I am very to this partnership between the Barbados Community College and Delaware State University. The signing of this memorandum of understanding today between your 2 tertiary educational institutions, what it does, it is not just a solidification of a collaboration that started more than a year ago. It is us acknowledging that when we are growing our tertiary sector through the export of education in both directions. And I say in both directions, sir, because it is my ambition that there will be students from the US coming to the Barbados Community College and institutions here in the Caribbean. And I say that you heard that this journey started with the pilot, with the 60 students who are not only going to get bachelor's degrees in agriculture, but also in associated sciences. And I'm excited about that because the Minister of State in our ministry, who just, Honorable Sandra Husbands, who joined us just 2 months ago, she has responsibility for the tertiary sector. And that is significant in terms of the priority that Barbados places, that we would have a Minister of State where her only job is to look after our tertiary sector and our technical and vocational. And so this collaboration is more than just paper. It is really the realization of an ambition that Barbados has to excel in these areas. This signing of the Memorandum of Understanding is not just a collaboration of institutions, but it is designating an alignment of our values towards academic excellence, our values towards the support, meaningful support to students, our values around diversity and inclusion, and our values to ensure that we create global citizens with Bajan roots. So thank you very much for this collaboration. Now, over the years, Barbados has adjusted its posture as it relates to agriculture, how we treat to agriculture. However, our posture as it relates to education has remained consistent throughout the years because we have consistently spent anywhere between 15% and 25% of our national expenditure on education, where we provide, you can clap about that, where we provide free education from the nursery to the primary to the secondary and also partially tertiary. And that's why when Lily said thank you to the government of Barbados for the support we have given her, we say thank you for the commitment and all of the students that you have given to education. This is how we will transform this country. Now, Dr. Brathwaite, who is Dr. Chelston Brathwaite, I could not stand here today as we recognize a collaboration that has as a central part of it education and agriculture without acknowledging you. You have been a voice on the landscape of this country for decades. And I want to thank you for the contribution that you have made. And I say this because many of the students here who will be graduating with degrees in agriculture need to understand the significance of this man in creating the kinds of pathways that you now have across Barbados as it relates to agricultural education. And while agriculture is certainly not my ministry, I want to remind you that we now, Mr. Husbands and I, we are working towards ensuring that there's an agricultural program in every single school from nursery to primary to secondary. And this is important because of the role that agriculture has to play in our own food security and in our ability to feed ourselves in a very nutritious way. What is significant is that education in agriculture, it just crosses many different sectors. For our friends who are here, more than 80% of the deaths in Barbados is caused by non-communicable diseases. And as we get better at growing our own food and improving the quality of what we consume, we are going to improve from a health perspective the fortunes of the people of this country. I want to say too that we have made this such a priority that there's been the establishment of a task force for education in agriculture, headed also by Dr. Chelston Brathwaite. And that will continue to be a strategic arm for the work that we have to do as a country. I paused because I wanted to depart from this speech that I have. And I see people smiling at this point. Agriculture has often been linked to the historic story of Barbados. And we, as a people of the African diaspora, who were part of a story of enslavement, we have brought our thoughts about what agriculture means into our lives even in the 24th century. And we know that it is this cohort and others before them who will continue to evolve the mindset of Barbados as it relates to how we treat to agriculture and to food security in general, bringing the technology that excites so many of you to the work that we do in agriculture. And we know that the program from Delaware State University also adds value in so many areas. In the area of biology, where we also have some students who would be involved, there is the biotech side that feeds very well into what we are doing in developing our biotech industry here in Barbados. The added value as well of the Delaware program that has in chemistry an added area for water resource management. Barbados, like every other country around the world, is experienced that crisis for water. but our institutions here do not have, at this moment, the capacity to do deep training in these particular areas. And so I want you to understand that these are not programs for the sake of programs. There are programs that are aligned to our national interests and to the well-being of this country. I know that at the national level, we are also seeking to boost research and development in agriculture. And I heard Dr. Allen speak of some research money he has and some endowments. And we know that as one who believes in black colleges supporting black countries, that we will be able to see how best we can have some of his research fellows work with us in a significant way that not only brings information that is useful to our development, but hopefully some much needed resources that are important for our capacity building. I want to say to you, and I think this is important for us to understand, the benefits of this program have already started to be felt. Just the notion of it has excited some of our students here in Barbados, and I'll share with you what I mean. Traditionally, the registration for the program, the agricultural program, it hardly ever exceeded 20 people in this country. However, in the last academic year, we received 41 applications. 29 students were accepted, and this represents the highest enrollment in an agricultural program at Barbados Community College in the last decade. Our BCC, or Barbados Community Colleges, our sister organizations, because our tertiary educations work as one family. Whether they're at the polytechnic level, whether they're at the technical and vocational training level, or they're at the community college level, we recognize that on 166 square miles, we all have to be in this together. Our Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute for Technology, it offers a diploma in agricultural sciences, while the Barbados Vocational Training Board, it offers a variety of certificate-level courses in the agricultural sciences. Basically, what I am saying to you is that this program does not cannibalize anything we already have. It actually adds value, and it is compatible with the capacity we are seeking to build. And I share that too in the context of the fact that at the national level, we recently launched the Food Security and Entrepreneurship Program at the Jukes in collaboration with the University of the West Indies. I told you we all work together. And we are getting ready soon to launch the Hope Agricultural Training Institute as well. And so it is the research side and the entrepreneurship side, as well as the training side, where we want to ensure that our partners are with us as we build capacity at all different levels. No, I have to brag a little bit about the Barbados Community College. Do you all mind if I brag a little bit about the Barbados Community College? I mentioned previously that the gains made by the BCC, the Barbados Community College, with the increased intake of students for the associate degree in agriculture. Now the work at the Erie campus, we have more than one campus. This is another one of them here where you are. The Erie campus, it is now further bolstered by this partnership, certainly with Delaware State University. You are now helping us to redefine how we teach. Because there was a time when Lily said she might have to look for great expense to go elsewhere. But technology now allows us not only to teach her, but in so doing, we have managed to build the capacity of the Barbados Community College to operating virtual. This has been a benefit from that, and we wish to thank you for your continued effort. I might be able to speak for a long time. You give a politician a microphone and you could have a problem. But all I want to do at this particular time is to thank you, Delaware State University, and especially Dr. the Honorable Alison Leacock, who's chair of BCC, as well as the principal, as well as our favorite, Dr. Doyle, for the tremendous work your team has done, your teams have done in bringing us to this point. To the students, do good, make me proud, and make sure you make friends with Americans who will come here and add to the tourism product, as well as to experience the culture of Barbados. The exchange has to be both ways. And we look forward also to the faculty having some time with us here in BCC. It is on that note that I say to you, thank you, and I hope that we will continue to make ourselves available to growth as partners. Thank you.
Minister McConney, thank you very much. I would like now to invite Drs. Leacock and Allen over to the signing table, where they will sign the documents formalizing the relationship between the BCC and DSU. I would also like to invite Principal Allen, Ministers McConney and Husbands, and SVP Doyle to join them at the signing table to be part of the moment. Just put it in, we will fix it. It's okay. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. That's it. Yes. Thank you very much. You may retake your seats. Got it? Thank you so much to to Doctors Leacock and Allen for signing the MOU and for the witnesses as well. Thank you so much. Yes, let's give. And now to put a button on this evening's historic event, I invite Senior Vice President Boyle and our acting deputy principal, Mr. Samuel Bowen, to deliver the joint vote of thanks as we are family now. We invite you to come and deliver the joint vote of thanks.
Okay, I get to go first. Good evening. I know that I'm the last one between you and going home, so certainly I'm going to do the very best I can to make it do a thing. Is that okay? No? Yes? That's all right? First and foremost, protocol being established, thank you all for your support. Thank you all for all that you do for students here in Barbados and around the world. I'm going to take a moment to reach back, and I'm going to say some things that the young people may not know, but I need you to know it. Say some things that the persons that are not so young should know, and if they don't know or you don't know, I'll be informing you. We take the message back to say a thank you to a man by the name of Aubrey Carbon that said, everyone can swim. I take it back to a young man that was Dr. Norris Prokop that said, if you can swim, you should swim. I say to a man by the name of Dr. Harley Mosley that if you say go, you should go and beat those next to you. And I'll say to Lady Dr. Carol Jacobs Haynes that swimming is a way that we got to this podium. And the thank you goes for that, for my story. Swim a little, beat a little. Swim a lot, beat a lot. At the end of the day, a long education, make that be the milestone to get you where you're going. We say to all of those who are here, always give. Never stop giving. Make your impact on the world, make your impact on Barbados, make your impact on everything that you touch better. And thank you for doing that. Make it better for those that understand, merci. Make it more positive and make a difference. We say gracias to you. For those that say make a path forward and to be successful, we say obrigada, te bom dia. For those that understand make access and opportunity the very best thing that you can hope for, we say shishi to you. To everyone here, we say thank you for what you've given, thank you for what you've done, and thank you for what's next. And to young people, all I gave you was 48 years of history of Barbados in academia. And don't never let anybody tell you you can't do a thing because you make the plan for that thing today. I'm going to be the best there is. I'm going to do the best I possibly can. And when they're all said and done, you come back and do it. And they said, well, that's the little boy that came from Mount Stanfast, yeah? And you look and you smile and say, yeah, I done stuck it to him, didn't I? Because you got to give something back. And to hear your stories, it warms our heart because these fine ladies here made it so. And I say to all of you, thank you and thank to your parents for a wonderful thing. And I'm happy to see all of you. And it's amazing when you get, imagine this for a moment though, a mathematics student saying thank you for a thing. Most maths will be running down the street. They don't come to say no thank you, but I'm so proud of every single one of you because you're in one of the most competitive environments possible because 60 of you came out of 600. You're only 10% of those who applied, just so you know that, to make this program. So you 60 were out of 600. That's a thank you. And I'll yield to my associate principal so he can do his part.
Thank you, VP Boyle. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be short, and I'll also thank those who assisted. From the media perspective, we want to thank the students and tutor, Mrs. Wendy Cox, who's the acting senior tutor of the Division of General and Continuing Education, because the students are actually here working hard to make sure that the stream is not only here in Barbados, but those who are watching also from Delaware. Good afternoon to those in Delaware. So I want to thank all of these students, those who are producers, who are working the cameras, and who are working the sound. I won't call all of your names, but I want to thank you all. And I also want to thank the award-winning Jean and Norma Holder Hospitality Institute, who in moments shortly we will be enjoying a sumptuous refreshment. I'm sure all of you are looking forward to that. So we want to thank all of the staff of BCC and DSU who have also worked on the documents today for the preparation for signing, and to the course managers who work tirelessly. We want to thank you, Mrs. Linton Jones as well, who I get lots of emails. But she works tirelessly to make sure that everything is functioning well. We want to thank you. To all the students, we thank you as well. And to BCC Maintenance and the security team for all that you do, we thank you. Thank you, Juan. If you didn't hear your name, thank you all.
And thank you, Dr. Boyle and Mr. Bowen. And this, of course, brings an end to our event. And as Mr. Bowen said, we would like to invite you now to avail yourselves of the refreshments provided by the team here at Jean and Norma Holder Hospitality Institute. It was really a lovely, lovely evening. Students, thank you so much for being here. Continue to press on and do well and make us proud in Barbados. Thank you so much, and the ushers will now direct you accordingly. Have a wonderful evening, and hello in Delaware.